All right. I'm back. All right, we're back. Sorry, guys. That's just what happens to when you ask the wrong person to take care of things for you. Don't worry. It's my fault. I'm switching to a different software from my next live stream, I promise. All right, let's continue where we stopped. So this lady, she's gonna do some explanation on the same thing I've talked about before. And this conversation is gonna go along the line of the modern dating society, whatever it is. We're gonna dive into it a little bit because I want this lady to explain some things, and I think it's quite very important that she will give a little more detail of the same thing I've said before. All right. I've talked about this so many times. It's laughable because all these rich motherfuckers, this is how they do. This is how they hide their money. This is what they do. And you as an average person, you don't even know because this is what they actually do. Let's get it.
Didn't exist until 1916, which was Rockefeller. Fast forward from 1916 to 1960, there's only 10. Then from 1960, fast forward to 1982, when Forbes was putting out their 400 richest people, there's only 13. In 1982, there's only 13. Now let's see where we sit today. 3,000. So how come for like 100 years, the needle barely moved? In 100 years, you're talking about from 1 to 10 people. And then all of a sudden, it has shot to 3,000 people. Well, IT is the reason. Technology.
Yes, I've said this many times. IT is the next boom, is the next market. And I've said the same thing. See, you can build all these technologies or whatever you want. You better have some problems that you're using it to solve. Because one of the things that I still don't understand is that they just, I think it was last night, I think Google has achieved the quantum computing, something like that. So now I want to see what they're going to use it to do. What kind of items, product, machine that you're going to use it to create. You understand? Because quantum computing is like 10,000 times of what just a normal computer does. So if they've achieved quantum computing, let's see where it's gonna go. And these are not concerned. But I want this lady to explain the billionaire class for you, just to let you understand how the tech companies, the internet companies, the intranet, like you guys call it in America. Yeah, let's see exactly what they've done.
Because now when you are a money grubbing, hoarding billionaire, you're not limited to hoarding money from the people in your immediate vicinity. Now with technology connecting us all over the world, you can grab money from all over the world to.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're just taking money from everywhere else in the world. You understand? They're taking the money from everywhere else in the world. And it doesn't matter what you say, what you do. You can believe in politics, you can hate politics, you can like them, you can hate them. It is what it is. Those people did you see in the graph? Those are the true leaders of the world. Not your American president, not your king, no, whatever it is. See, those people that you see in those chats, those are the elite of the elite of the elite that controls me and your life. Those guys, when they tell us to sneeze, we'll sneeze. Those guys you see in those chat, those are the people that controls the world. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you think. If those guys tell you to bend down right now and take a shit, you better bend down and take a shit. Because your job that you have, I can promise you, they have a stake in it. They own a share in it one way or the other. These are the guys that when I might say something that might make some people feel uncomfortable. And I've heard it so many times. And I usually like to bite my tongue because when I say things, it looks like maybe I'm trying to throw shade or attacking people. And there's two parts to this conversation. In fact, many parts. Well, number one, the rhetoric that we hear constantly, especially that I hear online, even in person. Patriarchy this, patriarchy that, patriarchy this, oh, patriarchy. It was men who created it. It was men who created it. If you look at that chart too, you see there was a woman there. There are a couple of women in that chart. Oh, they don't control the majority. Yes, but they're still billionaires. Oh, patriarchy this, oh, patriarchy that. You can patriarchy all you want. It's like your patriarchy can kiss my ass. Your patriarchy that all this, like, I think it's something that have to do with low IQ and low EQ. Because if you think patriarchy is what is controlling this world, I have a bridge I want to sell you. It's literally right underneath my table. But all you have to do, I need you to subscribe on the YouTube channel so I can show you the receipt and I can give you the invoice. This chart that you see right there, those are the people that control this world. Not your president, not your minister of finance. Those guys have more money than the entire world combined together. Those guys are the elite of the elite. Because when a lot of people like to talk and put all the frustration into a particular place, those are the guys you need to put it to. Not just an average guy who is trying to make money to provide for himself and his family. I don't want to go into feminazi just yet. Let me just wait.
Just in the United States, there's nearly 1,000 billionaires now scooping up all the resources from our country and shoving it up into their little lairs. We've had to
Look at that. The wealthiest people in the States are now more than the wealthiest people and half of the combined. Yeah, that's so true. These guys have more money than the entire countries combined. Just 1,000 people have more money than America. For those who don't know, America is in $37 trillion in debt. America is a broke country. Yes, America, don't get it twisted. America is a broke country. Is a brokey. Because the people that really rule and govern the country, they're the elite of the elite. And it's sad that when you hear people talk online, in person, that one is even more irritating. You will see a grown-up man and a grown-up woman talking about, oh, the system was run by patriarchy. Are you stupid? Like, sometimes it's not even worth having conversation with them sometimes. Like, you're actually very dumb. If you think the world is controlled by patriarchy, you are dumb. You literally don't know what's going on in the world. Because the people that really controls the world, they are the elite of the elite. The people that owns you. They own your house, your car, your job. They have stake in everything. Those are the people that they're the elite. And I can promise you, there are women too, part of the elite, not just men.
New words to deal with the amount of wealth that is being amassed by the very few. So now we've come up with centibillionaire, someone who's got $100 billion. The first person was Bill Gates in 1999. Now there's 17 of them.
Let's think about that for a second. There is about 17 people who are worth minimum of $100 billion. I think I did a live stream calculation one time. I calculated online. I said, if I have $1 billion to spend, I think if I'm spending $1 million every day, I think the calculation was it was going to take me 1,200 and something days for me to finish it. Let me say it again for you to understand. If I have $1 billion, just 1 billion, I think it would take me about 1,200 and something days for me to finish spending if I'm spending $1 million every day. That is what $1 billion is. Imagine what $100 billion is. Tell me, what do you think your politician, your governor, your president can tell somebody who is worth $100 billion What kind of restrictions do you think you can put on them? They're like gods living amongst us, the peasants. But a lot of you, your studies that you have in your education, you read backward, you don't read forward. Let that continue.
$100 billion. Here's why that matters for all of us. Because in 2004, billionaires only contributed $13 million to politicians. 13 million. That's in 2004. Just 20 years later, that number would rise to $3 billion.
Just think about it for a second. You went from 13 million to 4 billion or to 3 billion. You see the changes? But you wanna jump. I am a consecutive. Oh, I believe in consecutive value. Oh, I'm a liberal. I believe in freedom rights for everybody. Oh, the rich, they don't pay tax. Because, like I said a couple of days ago on my live stream, listen, this has been a con game right from the get-go. I know law is what you need, law, because it protects and guides. At the same time, law has a lot of clauses within it, which gives you the back door to get away with some things. As long as you know how to bend the law a certain way. I used to hear this since when I was little. No, the law was created to be broken. I'm like, I don't get it. Why would you want to break the law? The older I get now, I start realizing, yikes. Oh, they can't wait to break the law. I can promise you, whatever you're watching me right now, anywhere you are in the world, you've broken a lot of laws today, but you wouldn't know until you do something significant enough for them to hold you responsible. Then they'll start listing it. Oh, you crossed the road at 2 o'clock. Oh, you shouldn't cross the road. It is in the law. You wouldn't know. Law was designed for it to be broken. Let us think it for a second. The same thing that is protecting you is designed for it to be used against you at the same time. How can 100 people have more money than the entire country combined together? A country of over 300 and something million people. Let's move on.
So they have bought our government, lock, stock, and barrel. And now,
look at that. The Billionaires clan spent nearly $2 billion on the 2024 election. With a week to go, 150 families have outpaced by 700 million what 600 individuals billionaires spent in 2020. Welcome to the billionaires world. Feminachis, the feminist, that you always blame everything on the average guy. The patriarchy, the system. My dear, you fool. The billionaires are the system. The billionaires are the patriarchy. Because without them, you can't have a job. Your master's degree, your PhD, you're still going to get a job, ain't it? What do you think sponsor all these things that they sponsor for? But many of you, you read your book, you read it backward. You don't read book forward to actually think. What am I even talking about? Let's move on.
they're just making more laws that will allow them to continue this race to become, now that Forbes is tracking it. Well, now we've got a competition. It's not enough to be a millionaire or multi-millionaire, and it's not even enough to be a billionaire anymore. Now we need to be centibillionaires. And of course, the next big thing, Musk is trying to make himself a trillionaire.
I think it's been projected that he's going to be a trillionaire already. That's too late, man. You see, the money is going to keep going up. But one thing I still don't understand that I want somebody in the comment section to let me know. Let me get something straight. All this technology they're just building. I know AI can do a lot of good things. I know. It's just like when internet came up to, like I've said thousands of times. What are they going to use it to create? What product are they going to use it to create? Now, the intention might be good, but you and I both know that we human beings, we have the best of us, and at the same time, we have the worst of us. Unfortunately, this device is never going to be segregated so that it's only the good people can have access to it. Because once AI is access to everyone, everyone will have access to AI at the same time. People will be extremely destructive with AI. Imagine you can, I think I'll see if I can find it. Google just confirmed that they've had a breakthrough with quantum computing. If you don't know what quantum computing is, you better go and check it. You think AI is scary? You wait for quantum computing. AI is not even close. You put AI in quantum computing, yikes. Yikes. That is some next level shit. But that's where we're going. So I'm going to keep stating this because it's actually irritating now. My level of tolerance, when I hear people start bubbling about patriarchy, I swear to God, I'm going to lose my shit. I will lose my complete shit. I don't care what platform I am, whoever I'm talking to. I don't care how educated you think you are. You started bringing up this old patriarchy bullshit, I will lose my shit on you. Because the Rockefellers, their family still exists. You know what is even funny? I've said this too on the live stream a few times. If you think Elon Musk is the richest person in the world, I have a bridge I need to sell you. It's right underneath my table here. Okay? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll send you the invoice. If you think Elon Musk is the richest person in the world, you're a fool. Because the rich people, they don't want you to know they're rich. You and I, we don't even shop in the same shopping center. I think it's one of the Peter Dutton or whatever his name is that wanted to be the Prime Minister of Australia. I don't know if it's him or somebody was talking. He said he's never been to the grocery store in 20 years. Pause. What? Yes. Many of these politicians, they've never been to grocery store in 20 years. And you want to build your life blaming some guy in the streets that is the reason why things are hard. Because why patriarchy is this and that. Especially here in Australia, it's fucking annoying. The people that control our lives, you don't even know who they are. They don't associate where we do. They have their own different shopping mall. They have their own places that they buy things that they do. When they go to any place, they close the place down for them to just even have a lunch. You are not in you. They're like gods among men. That's what they are. Because the power of money can give you access to a lot of shit things that you don't even know. Why do you think most of these billionaires, they're very difficult for you to hold them accountable or put them to jail? It's because of the importance we put on money. Feminazis, stop saying this patriarchy bullshit because you're stupid. You're literally stupid if you keep using this patriarchy stupid word. It pisses me off. Let's go on.
And it's all about if they can control the government, they can make sure that where are they going to get the money from? They have to get it from you guys.
That's exactly what I said. Those devices that they're going to so-called use AI to build, what do you think they're going to use those devices for? What kind of devices? What devices do you need right now that AI? You want an AI device that is going to be built by these billionaires from these tech companies. What AI device do you need at home that will make your life extremely comfortable? Okay? This is how some people are stupid, is that AI, once they create it, they will sell it to you. You buy it and use it. You give them back the money. Then you have to go back and work for them and earn the money so you can buy the accessories to keep the AI running, to keep the internet running, to keep the light running. The space that you're going to put the machine, you need to pay for it. And how are you going to pay for it? Your time. You're literally going to pay with your time because that is the only thing you can offer a billionaire. That's it. Your time. You offer them your time, then they'll compensate you. You're working for them. Let's think about it. The other day, I thought about it. I'm like, 40 hours a week on average if you're working 9 to 5 in a week. In a week. And out of those 40 hours, Some people work 12, 50, 60. And here in Australia, you retire at the age of 65. So I start doing the math. I said, this math is not mathing. Now I start understanding why a lot of people don't even give a shit no more. You're going to work all your life so you can sit back and 65, your bones are dead already. Then you spend the rest of those 60s going to one doctor's appointment after another doctor's appointment after another doctor's appointment. So all your life you work to acquire a lot of money so you can buy AI to support you. Let's think that for a second. All your life, your 419 or 41k or 4OK or your super here in Australia or whatever you have in any other place you're watching in the world. Let me ask you a question. When you work till you're 60, 65 years old, let's say you manage to save. You are so brilliant with money. Let's say you have 2, 3, 4, 5 million. Do you think that is what enough for you to spend for the rest of your life? It might be okay for you. But you're going to spend half of those 60s, 70s going to doctor's appointment. Your kidney is gone. Your liver is gone. Your knee is gone. Your shoulder is gone. Cancer, all kind of diseases. So how much time do you have left? This is why the Australian culture here, I don't get it. They just want to work, save money so they can go on holiday. Save, they can go on holiday. Because the holiday is the compensation for all the time and all the effort. It's not a very fulfilling life, to my humble opinion. I just speak for me. You can do your own, whatever you believe. But this is just the culture. You just walk till you're 65 years old. Then your knees are fucked. Your back is done. Huh? You're too old. You don't have energy. So what kind of life is this? Because you keep pumping money to the billionaires that controls the world. I swear to God, if I hear one more feminazi on anything, I told you, I will jump you. Boss, no Didi, but I will jump you. Because you guys don't think. I think there was a country that said they want to extend the retirement age. I think it was in France. They wanted to increase the retirement age. Why? I swear to God.
They have to get it from everybody in the lower class and the middle class.
Yes.
Because the people that are on the same class as them, they know how to play that game and how to keep each other from getting their money. So they've got to fleece the people below. And so they control the government so that they can just continue and continue to build an insane gap of wealth. To me, here's the irony. When you look at communism, isn't it convenient that you end up having one little group that controls all the money and resources and decides what anybody else gets? Then you look at fascism, where you have one dictator or authoritarian controlling everything and telling everyone else what they're going to get. And what do you have with capitalism? Oh, that's right. The exact same thing.
Exactly.
A man saved.
And that's the thing. It's still the same thing. They control everything. They decide when you and I take a shit. They decide when you and I take a sleep. They control everything. But a lot of people are sewed up in this mindset that, you know, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to be a billionaire. But I'm going to work. I'm going to keep working. I'm not telling you to quit your 9 to 5. I'll say it again. I'm not telling you to do that. But you need to have a plan. Literally think about having a plan. Because I know someone that worked for 20 years straight, no day off. Let me say it again. This man worked 20 straight years, no day off, including the day that he was sick, broken leg, he went to work. No excuses, no nothing. He was prompt, punctual, reliable for 20 years straight. When he retired, you know what they gave him? They gave him a plaque. Let me say it again so that you can hear me. Maybe you don't hear me. This man worked for 20 straight years. Never missed a day. Punctual. The best staff the company has ever had. for 20 straight years. When he decided to take a break, they gave him a plaque. Congratulations for 20 years of service. That's all he got. And when he did trying to ask any kind of compensation, they said, yeah, we're ready, pay for your retirement already. How much did they give him for retirement? They gave him $20,000. $1,000 for each year that he worked at the company. That was his compensation. So I understand why this generation, they don't want to do this kind of job that we do. I understand why this Gen Z, they don't want to put effort in a lot of things anymore, because they think, what the fuck am I going to work till I die? No, fuck that. I still want to be alive. So that's where we are now, unfortunately. But let's just move on. Let's move on.
And public morality, raising questions about where.
All right.
Tax collectors to act.
Now, let's talk about something else again.
That physical boundaries must still be respected regardless of intent. Legal experts say the case will likely hinge on intent and public morality, raising questions about where the line should be drawn between consent and heroism. Daniel has maintained that his only intention was to save a life.
So we're going to talk about, there's something that I found out that, so we're talking about the rich now. Talking about the rich. So the UN, apparently, what UN is to do is that UN and IMF, they work hand in hand together, because they will basically go and threaten those African countries that, hey, the loan that you took, you better pay for those loans back. So this is how they get their loans back. Okay? This is how they get their money back. This guy explained it carefully.
To save a life.
Let me just move it to the end. All right? This is how the IMF gets their loans back. Let's see how they do it. Let's watch it together.
Save a life.
The UN has been sending Western tax collectors to Africa to force the continent to pay their foreign debts. And this organization is called Tax Inspectors Without Borders. And if you think this isn't real, here is their website. They are implementing sales tax, minimum tax rates, taking African businesses to court for tax evasion, and they are bragging about the billions they collect from the continent. What the UN does is they send forensic tax auditors from the West to African nations to close loopholes, audit businesses, and implement tax laws that extract as much money as possible from the local population in order to pay back IMF and World Bank loans. And they are very good at what they do. Tunisia was one of the first countries to work with the UN tax collectors in 2015. And since then, the Tunisian government has increased tax revenue over 50% relative to GDP. Recently, you've probably seen different tax reform laws in West Africa, Kenya, among others, and all were pretty unpopular, but they were implemented with a carrot and stick methodology. If the African leaders don't work with the Western tax collectors, they face sanctions. But if they play nice with the tax collectors, they get more loans from the IMF.
You see, that is the game right there. And I know that this has always been a very touchy subject to have conversation about, especially as an African, really, that I see these every day. Listen, I know I talk a lot about, we should lean into China or whatever it is. But one thing I've come to realize in this world, you have to be sufficient in yourself. We can take ideas, concepts, and knowledge from China. I don't want Africa to rely on any other country but themselves. You see, I said Africa. I didn't say Nigeria or Madagascar or Kenya. I said Africa. See, this mindset of borrowing, and I think one of the things that I've thought about that I think we need to do realistically is that we need to suffer for about 5 or 6 years. Because the thing is that there's one thing that we have on our side. We have very, very good natural resources all over Africa. All African countries should claim back all their land, all the possession, kick all those companies, kick them out of the country, kick them out. Kick all of them out. You don't own this land. Kick all of them out. And I think when you can do that, Then build all these resources that they need. Build the plants in your own country. Buy, sell, trade in your own currency. Boost your own economy. They want it, they can refine it there, they can come get the finished product from you. It's not rocket science. Because, like I said again, the most dangerous objects that this world has ever created is not a gun. Yes, you might say, Lex, are you crazy? No, I'm not. The most dangerous objects that we've ever established in the Western and the modern world, it's pen and paper. Because once you sign these, you can't get out of it. Alias, all the independent country that got independent from the British, the French, the Portuguese, the German, the Belgium, Netherlands, France, Spain, they all had to sign that deal for them to get independence. And the reason why I know the playbook works is that even here in Australia too, if you go to the federal capital in Canberra, you can only lease the land. You cannot buy any land in Canberra. You don't own land outright in Canberra. It doesn't exist. You can only lease it for 99 years. Then once it expires, you lease it again. So those who are building house so-called in Canberra, their house doesn't belong to you. I mean, the land. You have the cardboard and whatever you used to build your house. But the land, it belongs to the federal government. In fact, it belongs to the Commonwealth. The land doesn't belong to you, especially in Canberra. There's some states that you can own the land, but in most cases, the land doesn't belong to you. The cardboard, the concrete is yours. Whatever the value of the concrete is, that is what the bank is going to pay you. This is why the bank is never going to pay you the value for your property, because they can literally break your house down. They have the contractors already. They own the contractor construction company. The banks own everything here. I know it's a very touchy subject that you're not supposed to talk about, because it looked like you created propaganda about anything, but it's just the truth. In Australia here, the bank owns everything. The banks controls everything. Groceries, your apartments, your house, your job, your salary, the banks control everything. It doesn't matter how fucking educated you are or not. The banks are the real big dogs here. Woof woof. Let's move on.
And you've probably figured out this game already. The West is getting the African nations to run up large debts, then training the African governments to collect the interest payments from the local population. And that money then goes to Western banks. And in many African countries, over 70% of the government revenue goes towards debt servicing. So it's essentially a much more efficient form of colonialism. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you?
Yeah, it's never really ended in the first place. It's always still existed to today. Because unfortunately, we're in a time whereby the world is kind of changing to some extent. Some African countries, they finally have some really backbone. Because I know in Africa, we used to have big dicks. But our leaders, they don't have big dicks. Many of them, they have small dicks. Pause, no Diddy. Yeah. They don't. They don't have it. Because I watched a movie the other day. It's an anime. I think it's called, is it Pantheon or something? And it was about the evolution of a guy that it was like Steve Jobs and the boy, he got cloned, and the boy has to fight against him because they were trying to put him to simulation. I started thinking about the quantum computing. I'm like, literally, these motherfuckers, they want to have so much power to the point that they can live forever. Because let me tell you something, it doesn't matter how fine you are, how big, tall, small, fat, thin, whatever you are right now, you're gonna get old. You're gonna get old. And when you get old, I promise you, you will see things differently. Every day you see things differently. But we live in a time whereby people don't self-reflect that much. So I'm not surprised. Let's move on.
Have you seen unpopular tax reforms in your country? Have they increased your cost of living?
Yes,
or
they did
have
in
they had
Nigeria.
a positive impact? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if this video provided value to you, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel, and I will see you guys on the next video.
70% of divorces that happen over 40 are initiated by women. Okay, why is that? Well, as she loses these hormones, there are so many brain changes that are happening. And because she doesn't understand herself, she thinks it's your problem. She thinks it's her teenage kid's problems. She thinks it's her aging parents' problem. She thinks it's work's problem. She doesn't go, oh, okay, wait, I've got some neurochemical changes going on in my brain that I need to make sure that my lifestyle supports. Since that conversation isn't open, she turns on everybody else. For years, I had so many women that came into my clinic and they said, whatever you do, please help me stay out of my doctor's office. And I was like, why? Because they don't understand me. And when they don't understand me, all they do is give me an antidepressant. And I feel so lost in what I'm supposed to do to help my own brain health, help my own body health. And we start dishing out supplements and prescriptions when there's a lifestyle that women are working against.
So this is another conversation too. I said on the live stream the other day. See, fellas, we need to help ourselves. And how we can help ourselves is that we need to, I know many of you are not going to agree with me when I say this. I know. And I sincerely understand why you won't agree. But I want you to think about something. You see, all our lives, it's all about responsibility. And there's one responsibility that I think most men do not like. It's the emotional responsibility. Emotional responsibility for a man is like you put in a 10-ton of brick of stone, you put it in on his head every day. Okay? Because emotions drag us down. It's not like we don't have it. We do. But where I'm going with this is that if you have a woman, let me give you some game that I learned recently. Number one, you need to go and learn how to communicate with a woman. Number two, you need to go and learn a woman's cycle. Okay? That one is very important. Go and learn a woman's cycle. Your woman, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever it is. If you've never paid attention to it before, I promise you, bro, it's gonna help your life so much. Go and learn a woman's cycle. There's two things you're gonna understand from it. Is it that you sympathize with them, or it actually even annoys you more? Then it's gonna test you to know actually how much you really love this person and how much you're willing to tolerate it. Because it's quite very common, because this is one of those things that I've come to understand now later in life, that a woman is number one loyal to how she feels. So if you don't make her feel very well, man, she's gonna make life a whole living hell for you. Now, we as men, we tend to be problem solvers. So for me to give you this little nugget, please, fellas, I know many of you are not gonna agree with me. I know, I get it. But if you really want to help your life as a man, if you have a woman, or if you're prospect of having a woman in your life, go and learn your woman's menstrual cycle. It sounds crazy, but it's not crazy. If you learn your woman's menstrual cycle, it will give you a better understanding how you can help her manage emotion. Because I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of things I wish I learned. I knew my life could have been much more better, because I would have made some really good choices about a lot of things. But for the fact that I didn't know that, it took me years to really understood it. So when we say women are emotion, one thing that I start asking myself is that, why are you this emotional? And it's by listening to them and going into the data and looking into the science behind it. But there's one thing that seems to be very common every time. Yes, women in tune to the emotion. They're very logical too. In fact, they are just as logical, as reasonable as we do. Like, there is no difference in that at all. They're just as logical, as reasonable as we do. But their weakness is that they tend to make a lot of decisions based on how they feel first. Doesn't mean they're not logical, all right? But they tend to lean more, they lean more emotional first. So how they feel is gonna dictate how the things they're gonna do, what they're gonna say. So please, fellas, I'm telling you, this is gonna make your life better. Go and learn your woman's menstrual cycle. Ask her about it. It's one of those conversations that I know guys don't want to ask during the date, because if you ask her like, oh, that's too. No, ask her, hey, how do you regulate your cycle? Tell me about it. What do you like when you're in your cycle? I know it's not like a date conversation. If she thinks it's too personal, tell her that if she wants to see a future with you, she better start singing. She should start singing like Beyonce. Tell you about it. Listen, fellas, in 2025, the best chance you need to give yourself is for you to ask some questions that is not even comfortable for you to ask. And you must be willing to learn a lot of things that you never know before. Because women, nature is kind to them and nature is brutal to them at the same time. And you are the closest thing to them. Who do you think they're going to jump on when they're feeling discomfort? I'm telling you now, go and learn a woman's cycle. This one is a knowledge from old knowledge. I never used to pay attention to it. But older I got and said, so this is what grandpa was saying. Go and learn a woman's cycle. It will help you a lot. Let's move on. Now we'll get back to the old relationship conversation now. So please, if you're enjoying this live stream and you haven't subscribed yet, please don't be stingy. I'd like you to finger me. Finger me on the subscription button. Just press it. Finger me there on the subscription button. Just subscribe. That's it. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell. It's very simple. It only takes you 2 seconds. Doop, doop. Finger me there. Finger me on the subscription button. Let's go. Let's move on. Now, this is where I'm going to lose my mind. I want us to watch this exchange so you can see what we're talking about.
And going out for a free meal because they don't feel like cooking. If there's no romantic
don't feel like cooking what the woman should be cooking.
No, but if they're not at home, now that's not what I said. You're putting words in my mouth. Like, you agreed with me 10 seconds ago.
No, I'm just giving you crap.
Okay, new research out of the US has revealed nearly a third of single Gen Z adults are going on a date just to get a free meal.
So, fellas, I know many of us we've fallen victim to the foodie call. It's called the foodie call. Some girls, they even they'll save your name on your phone. Idiot. They'll save your name as foodie. That's diabolical, isn't it? A girl that you took out, trying to impress her or whatever, she's calling you a foodie. Man, women are brutal sometimes, man. So this is the game. You're always gonna fall into this dynamic. There's nothing you can do about it. But if you're savvy enough, if you're good enough, you can be able to see. This is why most guys don't go out on no date no more. You want to go out on a date? How about you cook? I'll bring something. We will do a picnic. You sit down. Let me taste your food. Let me see how good you are. Because when you cook, you eat by yourself, isn't it? Hey, you come bring food. I'll bring mine. We sit down on a picnic table. You don't need to spend money. I don't need to spend money. How about that? But no, it's not satisfactory for most women. It's only in this Western world, and especially in Australia. And you see them. And when a guy can take me on a date, why men cannot pay for the date?
That's from a survey of 1,500 people. One 22-year-old woman says girls got to eat. James,
do you know some girls who literally, they want to hang around with you because they know you can spend money to buy things for them. And you have some simjitsu men. Yeah, so I call them discipline, fellas. Discipline. This is not even about the woman. It's about you, other guy. Discipline. Don't be so hasty to want to prove and show a girl that you need to spend money on her. I don't care how attractive she is or whatever she says. Don't fall for it. Let her earn it. Stop being a simp. If a girl truly likes you, see, I know a lot of you are not going to agree with this one, and I don't give a shit. But hear me out. How about we do it this way? You're a very well-educated woman, lady, young lady. You work just like I do. You work 9 to 5. Let's assume. In fact, you work 60 hours, you work 70 hours. Okay? We are path crossed. You said hi, I said hi. We smile, we gaze, we exchange numbers, say yada yada. Why am I obliged only to spend money on you? Why can't you spend your money on me? What is so special about my money that you can't spend your own money? You and I both work and we'll both earn. Why can't you spend some of your money on me? Why not? Why must it be me spend money on you every time? But you don't think about it that way. Oh, it's the feelings. A guy needs to be able to show he can provide. Really? What am I providing for? I think these are the questions that a lot of women today don't like. It really irritates them a lot. Because I did some research and I found out that in 2025, there is no law in the world that stated a man must take care of a woman, even though in a relationship dynamic. I think it's only in Ireland or something like that something like that was put there. In Ireland, beside the UK, I think there has a law something similar to that. There is no law that says that a man must take care of a woman. None. So, if you want to stop being a footy call, have boundaries as a guy. You need boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, they're gonna use you for footy call. They're too smart. Because there's this illusion on some guys is women are just stupid. No, they're not. They're not stupid at all. They are just as smart as you and I are as a man. Even more smarter. But they have a weakness. We have a weakness too. You know it. I don't need to explain it. So stop being a simp. Don't allow girls to use you for food. If she doesn't show interest in you, let her go.
Is this a problem?
Well, firstly, the man should always pay on the first date.
Oh my gosh, we agree on something.
Yeah.
Look at her. Look at how excited she is. Oh, girl, we agree on something. I mean, we are cooked in this generation, I swear to God. We are so cooked. It's not even close. Look at how excited look at her face. Oh, so excited. Oh, we agree on something. Listen, I'm petitioning. I want to be on this sunrise. We need to talk about this. I'm petitioning. Tell them, Sunrise, I want to be on your show. Yes, you can ask me that same question and I'll answer you. I have a lot of questions that a lot of guys want to ask. And I will ask those questions on behalf of the men. So Sunrise, ask me. So anybody can cut this. I'm calling out Sunrise. This conversation, bring me on your studios. I will talk about it. Yes, I will talk about it. Bring me on your studios. Because it's unbelievable the way things are. Because it's like men has become the tool to amuse. I don't think they're gonna like me on that show. They're not gonna like me at all. Oh no. But if you guys have the corners, you can bring me on your show. And I'll try and articulate myself properly. I can talk to the camera. I'm not sure I'm talking to the cameras at all. And I can give you different kind of vocabularies. I can give you the African way, or I can give you the English way. I can do both. All right? I'm multiverse. Because I live in the real universe, not the universe that some cuckoo for line have. We don't do none of that here. Let's move on.
Not just the first date, forever, but anyway.
No, the first
really?
date, at the very least, should pay. But however, I'm not comfortable with the idea of women, if the men are paying, if we take that on board, women going out for a free meal because they don't feel like cooking. If there's no romantic
Don't feel like cooking what the woman should be cooking.
No, but, well, if they're not at home, now that's not what I said. You're putting words in my mouth.
See, this is another thing again that pissed me off. You can't do this with an African man. What? You don't want to cook. What do you mean you don't want to cook? You see, man, I want to be on the Sunrise Show. They need to ask me that question. Please, if you can help me, reach out to Sunrise. Hey, Sunrise, my name is Lex. I'm happy to come on your show and discuss about relationship. All right, from the real people in the street. Then I can give you guys some constructive feedback. Yes, you're gonna cook because your food tastes better than the one that we're gonna buy outside. If you don't know how to cook, go and look on YouTube. You can learn how to cook on YouTube. YouTube is a free university that you can learn how to do a lot of things. I think just can't be too panicky and too scared to say some things. What do you mean you don't know how to cook?
You agreed with me 10 seconds ago.
No, I'm just giving you
If
crap.
they don't feel like, sorry. No, but you understand what I'm saying.
No, look, this is actually nothing new.
I don't know.
Because the thing is that a lot of guys, they can't talk because one man start talking, people start feeling comfortable. I will say it. And you pay me to come there. It's not free. Let's go into another conversation again. America. I want this woman to explain the things that I usually say. Okay? If you know me very well, my name is Lex. Let me say it again. I appreciate a lot of things that happens in America. The music, some of the music now, the old music, not this new music. This new music is shit. It's all about twerking and shaking your nyash. I don't need all that nonsense. Some of your music is very good. Some of your movies, very good. Your sports, NFL, NBA, big fan. Anything after that, your culture, no way. I'm not a big fan of American culture at all. But this one, history hit me differently. This conversation this woman is about to have right now used to hit me differently. I live here in Australia. It's not like we don't have guns. We do. They just passed the law recently that they're going to start taking machete away from people. And the law-abiding citizens are going out there to give it back to the government that, okay, I don't want this with me anymore. But in America, this is the one that really finally made me say, nah, that place is, it's like a factory for destruction. There was a Texas shooting, I think it was about a year or 2 years ago. There was, I think it was a 14 or a 16-year-old that went into a primary school and unalived almost all the kids in the school. And yet, they're yet to ban guns in that country. Every day, there are more mass shooting to the point now they don't even put it in the news anymore. Why? Because it's bad for business. Let me say it again. It's bad for business. You will never see mass shooting news because there is one almost every 2 days in America. Almost every day, basically. Just think about that for a second. Almost every day there's a mass shooting in America. That is sickening. That's why I don't want to go. I know when I was growing up, we used to put America is the land. I want to go to America, I want to eat turkey. Me, going to that country, am I crazy? No, I don't want to go. I can watch it from the news. I'll watch it from my phone, from the screen. That's how far as it go. There's nothing, I don't feel, what do I want to go see there? What? Buildings?
If this made international news or not. But here in the US, we had multiple mass shootings yesterday. One was after a homecoming celebration in Pennsylvania. Another was just outside of Howard University in DC, another in North Carolina, and another in Texas. Unsurprisingly, there are more mass shootings in the US than there are days in the year. And of course, this is nothing new for us. This is something that somehow we have to deal with day in and day out. We have no assurances when we send our children to school that they will make it home safely at the end of the day. And I'm truly tired of hearing that there's just nothing we can do about it, and this is just the price to pay of living in the US, because it isn't. There are many countries all over the world that do not deal with this. Do you know how many people have never seen a gun in person?
That's the thing. That is the thing, because you have to be almost state of delusion for you to think walking around the street with a gun in your pocket, you see it as your first, your Second Amendment, or whatever nonsense they always come up with. Like, let that sink in for a second. It's like me walking around with a kitchen knife in my pocket. So, which means that by any time and any chance, anything can go down. It tells the kind of society that it is over there. Yes, I've said this many times. America, for me, it's never been a place that I ever want to visit. I'd rather go live in that shithole in Africa. Nah. Because everything I can see it on a virtual reality headgear, or I can watch it on the TV. I live here in Australia. Australia is great. One of the best countries in the world. When it comes to security, we don't have all these things that you gotta have over there. We don't have it here. We have more law-abiding citizens here. They're a little cuckoo for head too, a little bit, but our crime is not to the point that you can walk around the school and basically, turn yourself to GTA or GT or whatever that game is. Because it's really messed up. And the same thing that I told you guys before, I said everything is governed by the law. All right? The law protects you at the same time. It fucks you at the same time. Please, let's move on.
Men are scum. Absolute trash. Do you know that marriage is a trap to keep women in bondage?
Well, if I may,
I said what I said, and that is on period. The patriarchy is trying to keep us from becoming everything that we want to be.
Well, you can actually get married.
I am an independent, ambitious woman, and I will not let any man tie me down.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last part of the show. I think I'll leave this one for oh my god, let me see, is it? Yeah. And now, where are my African brothers and sisters? If you live in the UK, the US, France, Germany, all the so-called big countries, and if you're a black woman, you need to listen to me. I know many of you want to travel away from home. There is a lot of things about Africa that you shouldn't take with you. But there's something that you shouldn't leave behind. But it's when many people come here, they completely forget and understand exactly where you are. I'll say this again one more time. You live here in Australia, this is not your home. You live in America, Canada, wherever it is you are. That's not your home. Especially if you're from an African continent. Even though they born you there. Even though they gave birth to you there, like they say. That's not your home. Don't get it twisted. You see, many of you have this mentality. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to be alone. And let me tell you why you're going to be alone. You see, many of you African women, you have the same mentality that this woman is going to exude at the moment. You're going to see it for yourself. But by the time it finally hits you, it's going to be too late. Like literally too late. It doesn't matter what you think now. Because you're going to hate what I'm saying. It's going to irritate you. How dare you tell me I have to live my life? No, don't worry. I don't need to tell you. Because I want this video to play. I'll post it every once in a while. So you can hear what she's saying. And I want you to think about this, all right? Think about where you are, your proximity. Okay? What are your chances? What's your mentality? How do you grow up? What do you visualize when you look at your life? What outcome do you want to have for yourself for the next 3 years, 5 years, 7, 9, and 15, 20? Are you planning to do it by yourself? There's a lot of questions you need to ask yourself. But I want this lady to speak. I know it's a skit, but this is based on factual events and things that most men see every day when we see African women or black women in general. That's it.
Become everything that I want to be.
So, what exactly do you want?
Freedom. I want to be.
No. What do you want here? You paid by the hour and your session is almost up.
Are you tired of me already? I just want someone who'll be there for me. Someone to tell me that everything is gonna be okay and I don't need to fight all the time.
Sorry, I didn't.
I just wanted to treat her like a queen. I mean the trips, designer gifts, luxury lifestyle, everything. I deserve everything.
Sponsor.
That is what many of them want. They want everything. They want everything. And there is a lot of sadism going on social media about a woman would sacrifice her family for her happiness, while a man would sacrifice his happiness for his family. And this is why I always like to talk to men that it's always going to be that burden, because the physical, the mental strength that you need to be and deal with your significant other, you need to go and learn and acquire those skills. It's what is only going to save you. It's not your big dick. Pause. No, Didi. None of that. The only thing that can help you is the mental strength that you need. And most guys get very tired. This is why I said, oh, you've suddenly changed. You don't act like that anymore. It's because the guy is mentally and psychologically exhausted already. Many of you, you've exhausted your men to the point that they just let her, just do whatever you want to do. Because that is why I said previously, say, fellas, go and learn your woman's cycle. It helps a lot. You might think it's a lot of bullshit. I promise you it's no bullshit. Go and learn your woman's cycle. Go and learn it. It will help you significantly about how to understand your women in your life. Because especially the African ones, they talk and behave exactly just like her.
Your money, of course.
Of course not. By a man. I just want my basic human right without having to spread my legs for capitalism.
Oh, okay. Of course. I know what your problem is. You have ECD.
What is that?
Excessive confusion disorder.
Absolutely. It's excessive confusion disorder. I know since many believe in this part of this world, they think this shit doesn't stink. Because they want I'm not looking for a viral moment, but I'll say it. You see, black women, African women, if you live especially in the Western world, I know you think you're entitled to some so-called freedom of right, freedom of choice. You don't have it. And I'll tell you what. Many of you have this illusion. You think you're white women. You're not. You're never going to be one because you're not. The privilege that comes with being a white woman, you're not going to get it. You know why? Because you're not. So, when you live in this part of this world, you have a mentality like many of you do that we see on a daily basis. The way you guys talk, the level of audacity, the lack of respect, the portray and the look down, because most black men again looks and being classified just or look upon the way you expecting a white man or an Asian man or Middle Eastern man to look, to be respected. But you want all the benefit that comes with all those, those aesthetics, but with no reasonable amount of effort to what is gonna make the black man to want you. So keep that same energy. Continue. We'll see you later. I said I'm not in the spirit to tell anyone how to live their life. Do whatever you want to do with yourself. It's your life. Do as you please.
Followed by the more aggressive strain, DLV, the Delulu virus.
I beg. That's not why I'm here.
Common symptoms include unrealistic expectations and lack of personal accountability.
Accountability. When you men are the problem.
Spontaneous.
That's what we usually get. It's always men's fault. If you sneeze the wrong way, it's a man's fault. If you're broke, if you're making a certain amount of money, it's a man's fault. This is one of the arguments that I used to hear quite a lot. That is very often. Oh, men get more paid than women do for the same job. You and I both know that we have some of the most greediest people on the planet of this earth, which are the billionaires, because they don't like to spend money. And if they want to spend money, they want that money to make more money for them. So if that is the case, so if men get more paid than women for doing the same job, and women are getting less, why aren't the billionaires employing just only women to do the jobs? That is a question that was thrown by me, and I couldn't even find an answer. So please, if you watch this later, I want you to put it in the comment section. If men and women do the same job and men get paid more than women, because that is the claim that people usually go for. So I'm asking, if that's the case, how come all these companies are not employing only women and leave the men aside? Because men are going to be too expensive. How come they can't just employ just women only? Because they're looking for one thing that she said initially. They're looking for that freedom. Freedom without responsibilities and accountability.
Outbursts about the existence of men and the obsessive need to.
And if you continue, I will drag you on Twitter. Doctor, this is harassment. You're harassing me because I am speaking my truth. Look.
That's another thing again. They do voice that kind of mentality. I'm speaking my truth. What do you mean? Why wouldn't I? Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Continue. Don't change. Continue.
Feminism is about choice, and I choose the soft life.
But not the soft work, and all at the man's expense. Listen, if you continue like this, the symptoms are only going to get worse.
How?
First of all, you may experience severe cases of chronic entitlement syndrome, frequent heartbreaks from men who just want to chop and clean mouth.
Ew.
You'll find yourself saying God when at least 5 times a day, and worst of all, bear the picky but still picking rubbish curse.
Take that back, doctor. Take it back. That is wickedness. God forbid.
Unfortunately, I only do diagnosis. I don't run miracles.
That's the thing. A lot of people don't like it when I say things, especially when I do my TikTok live streams. And I speak from the heart. I'm not speaking because I'm trying to make you feel uncomfortable or trying to hate you. I'm just trying to assess your life. Like, what direction are you taking with your life? Who are you choosing to live life with? And if you're one of those feminazis that you've hate men so much that you want a man to bend to your own will, keep that same energy. Don't change. Continue. Soon you're going to start behaving like Trump. In the church. In the club. Do the Trump dance. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Keep that same energy. Don't change.
The solution. What can we do? There has to be another way.
Well, you have 3 options.
Okay.
Option 1, get a job, fund your lifestyle, be truly independent.
Ew.
That's number 1. That's fact. So that's another thing again. I hear a lot of women saying, "Yeah, I'm not man-centric. I don't want men. I don't need men." Okay, start a life and just live your life by yourself. Don't sleep with no man. Don't do nothing. Just be solo and identify as solo. Say you're a soloist. You are a soloist. You don't need a man in your life. So become a soloist. That is perfect. Then you don't have any stress at all. You can work and earn and provide for yourself. You don't need to be dependent on anyone at all. Not even emotionally about nothing. So that's good.
Next.
Option 2, find a rich man that likes to spoil women.
Yes.
You see that? When it comes to money, their antenna always kind of stand up differently. They get reception straight away when there's money involved. They can be in the most remote place in this world. Once they hear money, The Bluetooth is connected successfully. That is how their brain works.
That is it.
You also have to understand that this lifestyle may come with terms and conditions.
What terms and conditions?
You may, in fact, perhaps, just perhaps, need to respect him.
No way. I am nobody's property.
Well, you enjoy his property.
Whatever. Next.
Well, there's only one more solution that's guaranteed to work, and if it doesn't, then I'm afraid there's nothing more I can do to save you.
Tell me.
Well, you may, in fact, need to. Delete your Twitter account.
And that's the last one. Social media. Social media. I've come to finally understand that it's not really the social media, it's how people use social media. And it's what they've allowed social media to represent in their lives. And this is what has got them to this point whereby the addiction that people have towards social media is next level. I have social media. And when I mean I have social media, I mean the Instagram, the Facebook. But I really don't post things. The only thing I do is to come on live streams. That's it. And it's kind of sad because when you have this conversation with someone and you're trying to let them understand how detriment what they're doing, but they don't never want to listen. Never. It usually goes one year, it comes out the other one. They're going to blame everything. They will blame everything else on anything that's around them. But the level of sacrifice that they need to make to give them a better chance, because that's what everybody's looking for in this life. You're looking for the best chance, the best case scenario for you. You put yourself in a situation, you go learn, acquire skills, acquire knowledge, education, morality. You go acquire a lot of things so it can give you the best chance. It's not guaranteed, it's not certain. It's to give you the best chance. But a lot of the times, people don't even see it and understand it that way. They don't. And they refuse to see it that way and understand. So that's why a lot of people always get it wrong. So don't delete your social media, keep it. Keep repeating the same cycle and expecting something different.
Never! I will get a second opinion. This is the worst session ever. You are misogynistic. Twitter's gonna hear about this.
And that's the life that we live in today. Unfortunately, that is the life, that is the proper description of what modern dating and modern relationship is. And the sad part is that most of these girls, they like to go to these feminist therapists and the feminist counselors to tell them the things that they want to hear so they can come back and do more sessions. That's not going to help you. I'm sorry. But keep that same energy. Don't change. Keep doing what you're doing, boo-boo. You're doing just well. You don't need a man at all. You don't. Nah. What do you need a man for? A man is useless. A man is useless. So, be a soloist. Become a soloist. Live your life independently of a man. You don't need a man. Because save us from the headache you're going to give us. Alright? So the knowledge I acquired this week was learn a woman's cycle. Because if you learn the cycle, it will help you as a man for you to learn how to navigate those landmines. You know, you turn yourself to Floyd Mayweather. Can't touch it. Yeah. Because if you learn it, it will help you. So that's the only thing I have for you. Please, if you watch this later, wherever you're watching it, please, don't be stingy. Subscribe to the platform. Please help me get to 10,000 followers before the end of the year. I want to put a little bit more effort into it. You guys are going to see my face a little bit more moving forward. But thank you for those who watch this live stream. I really appreciate those who commented, those who comment earlier on before the live stream got disrupted. But we're back again. But thank you guys. Thank you everyone who coming tonight. I really appreciate it. My name is Lex. If you don't know who I am, you need Jesus. And you need devil too at the same time. Like I always say, thinking is not illegal. But you can pay me so